A very good morning, students. Welcome to your business studies class. So as we are discussing chapter number 5, until date we had discussed the various topics of chapter 5, organizing, that is the concept of organizing, importance of organizing, then the steps in the organizing process, and the organizational structure, that is your functional structure and divisional structure. Now we will be discussing another very important topic of this chapter, that is delegation. Meaning of delegation. Now we know that a manager, no matter how capable he is, cannot manage to do every task on his own. The overload of work makes it impractical for him to handle it all by himself. So, in order to ensure that all the work accomplished and the organizational goals are achieved, he must delegate authority. Now, what is this term delegation? Delegation refers to systematic transfer of authority from superiors to subordinates. That means whenever the superiors are transferring some of their authorities to their subordinates, that is known as your delegation. But only transfer of authority is not enough. Authority comes with two friends, that is responsibility and accountability. So we can say that transfer of authority from superior to subordinates, entrustment of responsibility, and creation of accountability for performance, which helps a manager to extend his area of operation, as without it his activities would be restricted to only what he himself can do. So we can say that by delegating some of the work, by delegating some of the authority to the subordinates, the manager can free themselves, can free their mind, and they can think for the expansion of the business, for innovative ideas, etc. Now, delegation is a prerequisite to the efficient functioning of an organization. Delegation is a result of human limitation to the span of management. It also satisfies the subordinates' need for recognition and provides them with opportunities to develop and exercise initiative. That means whenever we are delegating the responsibilities, authorities, and accountabilities to the subordinates, they are basically grooming themselves. They are finding out their capabilities, that till what extent they can work, what is their capabilities, what are their efficiencies, and it helps them to develop and exercise initiative. It also satisfies their need for recognition and provides them opportunities, etc. Now, it is according to Louis Allen, delegation is a process a manager follows in dividing the work assigned to him so that he performs that part which only he, because of his unique organizational placement, can perform effectively, and so that he can get others to help him with what remains. So in short, we can say that delegation means transfer of authority from superior to subordinate with two friends along with authority, that is responsibility and accountability. So authority does not come alone, it comes with responsibility and accountability also. Delegation does not mean abdication. This means that if the superiors are transferring some of their authorities to their subordinates, that does not mean that they can shrug off their responsibilities or they refuse to perform a particular task. So the manager who assigns the job to the subordinates shall still remain accountable for the performance of the assigned task. It means that accountability is absolute. That means it cannot be transferred, it can never be passed or delegated. After creating accountability on subordinates, the superiors also remain accountable. That means by just delegating the authorities to their subordinate, the superior cannot free themselves from the accountability also. The accountability will still remain of the superior only. So we can say that irrespective of the extent of delegated authority, the manager shall still be accountable to the same extent as before delegation. Now, the person who delegates the authority is called the delegator, and the person who receives the authority is known as a delegatee. Elements of delegation. So, as we have just discussed, that delegation is transfer of authority from superior to subordinate, and authority does not come alone, it comes with responsibility and accountability also. So there are three basic elements of delegation, that is authority, responsibility and accountability. So let's discuss these three elements of delegation. Now the first element of delegation, that is authority. Now authority refers to the right of an individual to command his subordinate and to take actions within the scope of his or her position. That means at whatever level he is, he has the right to delegate or to give command to his subordinates and to take actions within the scope of his or her position. That means whatever his position is, so he can take actions within that scope of his position. Then it helps to maintain order in the firm. It arises from the established scalar chain which links various job positions and levels of an organization, and authority is required to perform given tasks. It implies right to use resources and control other. It always flows downwards, that is from superiors to subordinate. That means the authority, the right to give the commands, the right to give orders always fall from superior to subordinate. That means the orders are always given by the superior to his or her subordinate. The flow would be downward. Then it can be delegated. Authority can be easily delegated. The delegation is just transfer of authority, so we can give authority to anyone, so we can delegate authority to anyone. Then for effective delegation, authority given must commensurate with the assigned responsibility. That means if you have given authority to someone, then you should hold them responsible, or you should assign certain responsibility to that person also. Now what is this responsibility? Let's discuss responsibilities. Next element of delegation is responsibility. Now we all are aware of this term responsibility. Now what is responsibility? It is the obligation of the employee to properly perform the assigned duties. That means whatever duties are being assigned to the subordinates or to the employees, it is their obligation to perform them properly. It arises from superior subordinate relationships because subordinate is bound to perform the duty assigned to him by his superior. Now the flow of responsibility is upwards, that is from subordinate to superiors. As you can see in this diagram also, that the arrow is going upward. That means the responsibility flows upward from the lower level to the upper level, or we can say from the subordinates to the superiors. It cannot be delegated completely. Now we cannot delegate the responsibility completely. We have certain, if we delegate the work also, then also we have certain responsibility towards that work. So we can say that we cannot delegate the responsibility completely. Let's take an example. Let's say a sales manager has to sell 25,000 books of mathematics, each for class 11th and 12th during 1 year. Now he has 5 sales executives under him. Now he can assign the task of selling 5,000 books each for class 11th and 12th to each sales executive. That means he has given the responsibility to each sales executive to sell 5,000 books for each class 11th and 12th in a year. So this is the responsibility that has been given to the particular subordinate. Now let's continue this example in the case of authority also. So the sales manager should grant the sales executive the authority to give free samples of the books to the subject teachers, and also to decide the rate of discount and credit period within the selling policy of the company. So that means that if we have given a certain kind of responsibility to our subordinates, so we should give them certain authority also, so that they will be able to fulfill those responsibility, or they will be able to complete their task assigned to them. So whenever we are giving them responsibility, so we should give them, or the organization or the manager should give them certain kind of authority also. Now the next element is accountability. Accountability means being answerable for the final outcome of the assigned work. That means whatever the work has been assigned to you, so you are answerable, or the person to whom that work has been answerable will be for the final outcome. Let's say if some task has been assigned to me and I have delegated this work to my subordinates, who will be answerable? I will be answerable. Why? Because the task has been assigned to me. I have delegated the work, but the accountability will be mine only. Then it cannot be delegated or passed by superior to subordinate, as we had discussed that answerability or accountability cannot be delegated. It flows upwards from a subordinate to superior. Then even if manager delegates his part of responsibility and authority, he remains accountable to his superior for his own work as well as the work of the subordinate. So let's continue that example only. That first we had discussed that the sales manager has to sell 25,000 books, and he has given those books to the 5 sales executives, and they were given the responsibility to sell 5,000 books for each 11th and 12th. Now the manager should give certain kind of authority also to those sales executives so that they can decide and they can sell those books. Now even if the sales manager has given the responsibility, he remains accountable in case of non-accomplishment of desired target, as accountability cannot be shifted or delegated because it is absolute. So we can say that we have 3 elements of delegation: authority, which comes with, or it has 2 friends: responsibility and accountability. Elements of delegation, a comparison. So now if we compare all these 3 elements of delegation, that is authority, responsibility and accountability, so we can say that authority is delegated, responsibility is accepted, and accountability is imposed. Responsibility is derived from authority, while accountability is from the responsibility. So this is what is the comparison between the authority, responsibility and accountability. Now let's just quickly have an overview of the elements of delegation, that is authority, responsibility and accountability. If we talk about the meaning, so authority means right to command, responsibility is obligation to perform an assigned task, and accountability is answerability for outcome of the assigned task. Delegation, we know that authority can be delegated, responsibility cannot be delegated entirely, accountability cannot be delegated at all. Origin, authority arises from formal positions, responsibility arises from delegated authority, and accountability arises from responsibility. Flow, authority flows downward, that is from superior to subordinate, responsibility upwards from subordinate to superior, and accountability also upward from subordinate to superior. So let's revise what we have done today. We have started with the new topic delegation, which means transfer or systematic transfer of authority from superior to subordinate, entrustment of responsibility, and creation of accountability for the performance of the managers. Then we have also studied that delegation does not mean abdication, which means that just by delegating the work, a manager cannot shrug off his responsibility. He will still be accountable for the same. Then 3 elements of delegation: authority, responsibility and accountability. Authority means right of an individual to command his subordinate within the scope of his or her position. Responsibility means obligation to the employees to properly perform the assigned duties. Accountability means being answerable for the final outcome. Authority flows downward, that is from superior to subordinate, and responsibility flows upward, that is from subordinates to superior. And then we had done an overview of the elements of delegation. So these are few questions based on the topic. I hope you understood the topic. Thank you so much, children.